got a couple housekeeping things I need to address before I get into this glory story. It's going to be a good one. This coming Saturday, which, I mean, the date's kind of irrelevant, but here in the next couple days, we're going to have a series called Glory Stories. Go figure. Drop this weekend, and it's I made mention of this about a week or so ago. It's going to be an interview type series where I'm interviewing individuals, talking through their fitness journeys, their life stories, maybe how fitness has influenced their day-to-day life when it comes to work, relationships, etc. And also, they're going to have opportunities to just talk about stories that help make them. So I'm excited about this. This first episode is going to feature a good friend of mine by the name of James Stone. And you talk about a first episode to get the thing off the ground. This is one you're not going to want to miss, because you're going to hear some life stories that will change your life. You're going to hear some testimonial type stories from him that are going to motivate and influence and, you know, hopefully give you a little bit better understanding of, you know, like, there are a lot of relatable people out there. And James is a great guy too. So yeah, you get around to it. Like I said, it's going to drop this weekend. Be on the lookout for it. Again, the series, go figure, is called Glory Stories. So check that out. I got my own glory story I want to talk about today. I think about this story often, as I do a lot of these other stories that I share, but this one stays at the forefront of my mind. It's an incredible story that really I have nothing to do with in the grand scheme of things. I don't. I was a part of it, kind of, you know, inadvertently, but I was just a spectator in all this. It's 2015, and I was somewhere in between a student assistant and a graduate, like a student assistant and a graduate assistant. I guess you can say like a voluntary intern. Really wasn't my title, but I worked more in the strength department than anything during this time. And I'm working with the football team at Henderson State, and it's 2015. It's homecoming, I believe. It's either homecoming or senior day, one of them big days. And man, it was a weird day for any of my athletes out there. Like, you know that feeling you get, it kind of an eerie, like there's something in the air, right? Like you have that feeling of, man, this is going to be an intense day. There was an overcast, you know, it was the chill in the air. Rainy, kind of misty, you know, nothing too hard, but just real misty, you know. And it was just a wet, damp, kind of gloomy looking day, but it had all the characteristics of war and battle. You know, you think of some, like, you know, what you think, you know, a scene or a setting to like a hard, intense battle might be. That's something that comes to mind. And the atmosphere was just off the charts intense. So we my job on game days during this was really, I was kind of a glorified cheerleader. You know, I was a get back coach, and basically just, you know, I was the energy, or trying to be some sort of spark plug of energy on the sideline. And so the game starts, and the whole game in itself really wasn't, there wasn't a whole lot to remember from this. Southern Arkansas is always a hard team to play. Any of your in-state teams, you know, in the state of Arkansas in Division II, those games are they're crucial games, but also they're not going to be easy, and it's just Division II football in the state of Arkansas is ridiculously competitive, and you always have some big time teams, whether it be Henderson State, Harding University, them Tigers across the street from Henderson State, which I dare not mention. And you got Arkansas Tech, got Monticello, you got Southern Arkansas, and I don't think I missed any, but if I did, let me know. You got some crazy Division II football. And so we're playing Southern Arkansas on this day, and it's everything you would expect. It's a hard-fought game. It's back and forth, and we're down for the most part. We just can't really get a whole lot going, and during that season, we had the best running back in the conference in Jaquan Cole. But even for him, it was just kind of hard getting things going. And I just, halftime rolls around, and that's when the shift started to happen in the day. We're in the end zone. We come back from halftime. We're in the end zone, and we do our stretches, and we come together in the end zone, and we had this big rah-rah moment, and the message from that was this: guys, listen, it does not matter right now from an individual standpoint. Like, being an individual is what's going to win this game for us. What matters and what's going to win that game for us is the word that's on the back of every single one of your uniforms. Reddies. Reddies. If you don't know what a Reddie is, it is a fighting spirit. It is a spirit that overcomes. It is a spirit that does not quit. It is stubborn as a mule. It has a never say die attitude. It takes care of what's his or hers, and it goes to the end of the earth to do what has to be done. Almost by any means necessary. Everybody's definition of a Reddie is a little bit different, but that's my take on it. And if you're gonna pick a fight with us, you best believe it's gonna be a knockdown drag out. So you better buckle up, Jack. And so, taking that mentality and reminding everybody that, hey, that's what this is about, the shift started to happen. So we come out in the second half, and we had some things go our way. We're playing catch up a little bit, and finally we get to Southern Arkansas's last offensive drive. Okay? It's a big fourth down. We got to get them stopped. If we want any kind of chance of winning this game, we have got to get them stopped. And our All-American linebacker, Josh Davis, and another premier linebacker for us, Lawson Schultz, come down and make a huge stop for us. Inches. It's 4th and inches, and they make the stop, okay? And it's on. We got some life. We got about maybe, I think it was a minute and 50 seconds to go in the game, and we got roughly 95 yards to go. Might have been a little bit more. We had the scrappiest offense in the entire country that year. Okay? Dallas Hardison, a quarterback that studied under one of the greatest quarterbacks in Henderson State history, Kevin Rogers. Dallas studied under him, and he just learned. But see, the thing was about Dallas, though, is just the grit that he had. Okay, he wasn't the biggest guy, he wasn't the strong, but he was a winner because he came from a winning culture, and that's what made Dallas so dangerous. So he takes that offense with a minute and 50 left. He takes them out onto the field. We got about 95 yards to go. 2-minute drill. You got to run this thing to perfection. And what did he do? He runs this thing to perfection. He's wheeling and dealing. He's throwing his crossing routes. He's getting, guys are getting out of bounds. We're stopping the clock. Everything that needed to happen happened. But it wasn't because, all the things were clicking perfectly. Now, it's important to note that earlier in the season, this 2015 season, we were in the same exact situation against a tough East Central Oklahoma team. Same exact situation. And we came up short. We had to learn from that experience in order to be successful in the Southern Arkansas experience. So we're going. And Dallas is doing it. He's taking control. Guys are making plays. Everything. And then we get one big play. We throw a seam right down the middle of the field. It was a big yardage play for us. We get across the 50. We got some time. And we're trying to wheel and deal, man. We get across the 50. Same thing. We're picking Southern Arkansas apart. Guy gets out of bounds here. Guy gets out of bounds. First down. And we're just getting close to the end of regulation. I don't know. It's probably about 15, 20 seconds left. Maybe time for 2 or 3 more plays. Get a penalty here. Sets us back. We get a big play on I believe it was a 4th down. Get a big play. Joseph Snap comes up with a huge catch. Okay. Get a first down, and we're within, we're in the red zone at this point. Time for a couple more plays. All in all, it gets down to the last play of the game, maybe like 5, 6, 7 seconds left. Southern Arkansas is up, okay? They're not up by a touchdown, they're up by maybe 4 points, something like that. So basically, if we want to win the game, we got to get a score. We got to get a score. And it's almost like it was slow motion. And if you want to read, I'll find the link and I'll post the link in the description down below so you can get the actual gameplay footage from this. It was like it was slow motion, though. This last play of the game, the ball is snapped. The flow is going to the right. Dallas looks to the right, and he has nothing. Y'all, big-time players make the big-time plays in the big-time moments. The flow was going to the right. There was nothing. Dallas, he wanted the ball in his hands. He said, forget this mess. He looks right. There's nothing to the right. And then he bootlegs to the left. Whenever he starts scrambling to the left, everybody that's flowing to the right on Southern Arkansas on their defense, they hit the brakes, and you can just see it in their body language. Oh, crap. And they turn, and they're running, and Dallas, he's running faster. And as the clock ticks down, Dallas dives across the end zone. He clips the pylon. The ref throws up the touchdown. That's the game. Fans, players, guys, we had Carnell Cadillac Williams on our coaching staff that year. If you don't know, former great Auburn running back, was in the NFL for a number of years. He was our running backs coach at Henderson State that year, okay? He was a part of this, and you just see him running down the sideline in excitement. This is a man that has been there, played in big-time SEC games, and he's getting gassed up for what he's a part of in a Division II game. Yes, this was it. That team was meant for big things. And as fans rush the field, guys, I'm getting chills from this, just talking about this right now. As fans rush the field, players rushing the field, it was just an incredible comeback. A perfect ending to a perfectly intense Henderson State day. And I could not have been more proud to be a part of that. This is part of some big time stuff as a player, but as a coach, that holds a dear place in my heart. And I'm so proud of those guys, of that team, of all the coaches that, got grown men dang near in tears over a football game. Yeah, because we gave so much of ourselves for that, for that cause. It was a great time, man. Great time. And again, I'm so proud to have been a part of that. And since then, there have been a number of great games too. A couple against Southern Arkansas. We got a big time one this year against Southern Arkansas coming up for the 2025 season. And it's supposed to be a football reunion day. So I think they're setting up for something. Hopefully it's it's a good day for Henderson, which it should be. But the Mule Riders, man, you got to watch out for them. And how ironic that James Stone, my first guest on Glory Stories this coming weekend, is a former Southern Arkansas Mule Rider. Just saying. It's going to be a good day. This coming Saturday, it's going to be a good day. And hopefully today, for you, for me, for everybody, it's a good day. So, thank y'all for listening. Again, I'll try to post a link to that game day, or from that footage, so you can watch that. The name of that drive is literally called The Drive. So, goes down big time for Henderson Safe. So anyways, y'all check that out. Thank y'all for listening. Like, share, subscribe. If you got a comment, put it down below. Love reading it. Appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one.